Humans are rule breakers. I mean... Wait, ignore the title for a microcycle. I'm just trying to set the stage for what I'm trying to convey to you all. So, basically a little while ago, I was assigned a human roommate in the university we go to. I already know him quite well from some of my classes, but I had never actually lived with him. I don't really know how to explain it to you all, but I was frankly baffled. By the way, I wouldn't consider myself all that unfamiliar in humans at all. After all, I once did a presentation on human space piracy, and I like to think it did fairly well. I guess I should give you some background information first. So my human friend, let's call him... computer? What's a common human name? Okay, let's call him Bob. So, Bob is a refugee of Earth, and he and his family decided that they wanted to stay on the planet they got relocated to, trying to live their lives normally again. Of course, Bob decided that he wanted to continue his studies, that he was unable to finish back on Earth. I've known Bob for quite a while now, at least a few circular motions around the planet star. We've become fast friends, and I decided that it would be a good idea if I transferred to his dorm for the next semester. I ran it by with him, and he also agreed that it'd be a good idea, but some of my other friends were saying that it was a bad idea, and that humans are weird. Now, I'm an Ayak, which is apparently quite reminiscent to a peacock for you humans who aren't caught up in your sapient species. The point is, none of my friends were Ayak. Each one of them would say something about humans that I'd more or less understand being strange to their particular species. My jock friend found it weird that they were hairless, saying that it reminded him a lot of their babies, and they said that humans had weird gender roles. My Zhao Wu friend said that they were overly aggressive, and was worried that Bob would hurt me in some way. My Kadesha friend simply thought that humans were too unpredictable, too chaotic. Jock have dominant females, while humans have dominant males, and of course humans are furless, while Jock are completely covered in fur. Zhao Wu are extraordinarily peaceful, so from their perspective, humans must look like barbarians. And Gadesh are proportionally unadaptive compared to most other species, so of course the most adaptive species known so far would be considered chaotic. 3 things influenced my decision not to listen to them. One was that I knew Bob better than any of them had. I thought that I knew Bob well enough to not be surprised by anything, and also none of what they said really sounded all that strange to me. But that's what I mean when I say that humans are rule breakers. You seem determined to break any preconceived rule that any species has about you. Well, I suppose what I'm talking about isn't necessarily a rule, but to me it's just weird. And basically, when I tried asking Bob about all his strangeness, he just said, "Ask HFY," and of course that was no help, but here I am. Well, that and because I guess I like your stories. To be honest, I think Bob was just poking fun at my liking to HFY, but I decided to take it seriously and see if any of you could offer an explanation. Tell me, what's just a quirk of Bob, and what is actually stuff that every human does all the time? So I suppose here is where the title comes in. When I first moved in, everything was perfectly fine. We hung out for a while, talking about our marks in our different classes, watched a few shows, just hung out. But then came the time for us to go to bed. I was just about to head into my room when I noticed that Bob wasn't doing the same. Instead, I found him in the bathroom with this weird stick in his mouth. When I asked him what he was doing, he just said, "Brushing my teeth." I didn't really understand why he was brushing his teeth, but I mostly just passed it off as a human thing. So I went to bed, and for the most part everything was fine. But then came morning. I got up and was just about to head to the door for our classes, but then Bob called out to me saying that he wasn't ready. I asked him what he meant, and he said that he had to get ready for the day. What is that even supposed to mean? How are you supposed to get ready for a day? I decided that I would just wait and see, but then he went back to the bathroom and started brushing his teeth again. I was suspecting that he was doing it for cleaning, but then why would he clean his teeth twice without even eating anything? Also, why would he be doing it so frequently? It's not like his teeth are going to fall out if he doesn't brush them for a week. So when he finished, I once again started heading for the door, but once again he said he wasn't done. Now I was confused. What else would he need to do? Get ready for a day. Well, it turns out a lot. First, he decided to have a shower. Now, of course, that isn't weird, but at that moment, specifically? Really? I thought we were going to be late for class. Is he just a clean freak? When I was sitting beside him yesterday, he smelled and looked fine. He didn't seem like he needed to clean himself so much. I asked him about that as well, and he said it was because he didn't like his hair greasy. Again, how in the name of existence could he have gotten grease in his hair in the middle of the night? I didn't hear him leave his room, and I don't even know where he would have found any grease to begin with. Also, why is he pouring grease on his head? I got to be honest, it did pass my mind to simply go and meet him there, but he's my friend. I shouldn't just abandon him. even if it resulted in the both of us being late. So again, I thought he was done, but oh how I was wrong. He had to eat breakfast, as he called it. He had to shave his face for some reason. He had to put on deodorant. Oh, and then he had to take his medications. I don't know what his medications did, but he didn't seem all that defective to me. But there were like 4 bottles, all different types of pills, and whatever else. He also said he was taking some vitamins as well, but I can't make any sense out of that. Why would he need to take vitamins? Doesn't he get enough of that from just living? Maybe all this medication is for his smell. He doesn't smell bad. I don't understand why he's so self-conscious about it. If he didn't make himself smell like flowers, would it really have been all that bad? Is this something I should be concerned about? Why is he putting in so much effort just to leave his dorm room? Should I talk to him about it? It's almost like he's afraid to go outside sometimes. Speaking of which, even that is a problem apparently. First he has to put on sunscreen, as he calls it, or else he will burn. That's got to be fake, right? He's just messing with me at that point, right? Do any of you do this as well? Because frankly, I find it extremely hard to believe that he will combust into flames if he doesn't put on a special cream. Regardless, he treated it like he would, or was religiously applying it to his bare skin. Then he has to wear special clothes. Now, this one I do understand better than the others. You humans are basically naked. I can understand why you need to cover up in the colder climates, but that just raises even more questions. Why would Bob move to a planet where the temperature is uncomfortable for him? I don't think that his options were limited. Even then, he could simply decide to live closer to the equator. Is this bad? Like, could it be that his family is abusing him? It doesn't seem moral to me that his parents decided to move to a place where he would be perpetually uncomfortable. I'd appreciate it if one of you could let me know in the comments, because I'm a little concerned for him. At first, it was just an annoyance, but now, it almost seems like he's trying not to be human. Why does he want to get rid of his normal smell? Why doesn't he trust his body to take care of him? Why would he move somewhere where his body is telling him he shouldn't be? I honestly don't understand. He's just laughing it off whenever I bring it up with him, but it frankly seems completely ridiculous. The world we both live in is known for its mountains. I decided to take a course here because the climate was much like my homeworld. Same temperature, same gravity, same issues. My body is capable of living here without any problems. I prune myself when I want to get clean, I eat only when I get hungry, and for the most part I simply let my body do what it needs to do. Bob, though, it's so strange. How are you humans supposed to work? Naturally, I mean. I'll admit I don't know too much about Earth, but I have heard that it's seen as quite diverse in its climates and ecosystems. What's the natural equivalent to brushing your teeth? Did you, I don't know, scrape them with rocks or something? In fact, I still don't understand why they need to be cleaned in the first place. I would expect that the food you eat would be fine for your teeth, not cause them to rot or whatever Bob is afraid of. I feel like I'm getting a bit off track. Basically, I'd really appreciate it if one of you could explain what is going on. Whatever Bob is doing doesn't seem natural to me, and I don't know if I should be worried or not. I feel like this post is getting a little lengthy at this point for a simple question, so I'll just rapid fire some more strange things I've seen him do. Thanks in advance. He has to get a haircut every few months. He has to go to the dentist to see if he cleaned his teeth correctly. He has to have regular checkups with a doctor to see if his body parts are working correctly. He picks his nose for some reason, sometimes blows into a paper rag, but only in rare cases. He puts on lip balm on the drier seasons. He has to cut his nails. He has to comb his hair. He has to cook his food or else he'll get sick. He has to wear this weird eyeglass frame when he reads. He has to exercise or else he'll be unhealthy. He has to do his laundry even if his clothes aren't visibly dirty. And he has to wear socks to put on shoes.